3.
No. We're on.
We're on.
Oh, we're on?
Yes.
We're really on?
We're on.
Oh.
You want to play something or not?
Yeah.
This is dedicated to the community room at Goddard House.
Well, who else?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to the fun show here at Big TV. I'm Arch O'Reilly. The fellow trying to find a tune among the black and white keys over there is Michael Sallin.
Goddard House.
Huh?
Goddard House.
Goddard House.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Isn't that what I said?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
I'm repeating it now.
Goddard House. Did I say Goddard House?
I thought so, but
What did I say, sir?
I thought you said the community room at the Goddard House.
Goddard House, yes. Okay.
They come in later. All right.
Folks, this is the March 11th production of the fun show here, and Michael is sitting behind the Kira keyboard, and sitting between us with infinite patience again is Susan Harrington, who, all right, that's enough, Mike.
Okay. All right. So
I want to say with great pride and felicitation that Susan's production at the regional contest of the theater,
The New England Regional Festival.
New England Regional Festival for Community Theater.
she's the
One.
stage manager, right?
No, producer.
Oh, you're the producer?
She was the
Co-producer.
producer.
Okay.
Those of you who stuck with us know that last late summer, early fall, was it?
It was in September.
Last September, they won the local competition. Actually, there weren't enough entries in Massachusetts, so they were allowed to enter in New Hampshire, where they won and got to go on to the regional. And this weekend, they won the regional, which now means they get to go on to the national competition. And it also means that they're going to need to raise some money in order to get there. Wonderful.
We're not asking folks out there to send it.
No.
But if they want to, we wouldn't refuse it.
No,
No, we're not asking, we're just letting people know.
All right.
To be proud of Massachusetts.
Right.
Because it's a little bitty play, that's a small group, that after this will be defunct.
Defunct?
Yeah, because
this is the defunct player.
Well, the man who has the group, he has moved to, oddly enough, to Connecticut. So this will be the last production for the Lexington Players.
The Lexington Players.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell
Anyway,
our friends out there what the other name for St. Patrick's Day is? The real name.
no, the other name for Evacuation Day is
Yes.
St. Patrick's Day.
All right, you got it the other way.
March 17th in the environs of Boston, Massachusetts is Evacuation Day. It's the day that the good Americans chased the British out of Boston, never to return. And yes, they knew it was St. Patrick's Day because when Henry Knox was sneaking his cannons up on Dorchester Heights, the code word for the sentries was St. Patrick.
Okay.
It was ironic the English, of all people, decided to leave on St. Patrick's Day, which didn't become an issue until James Michael Curley was governor. And he went, I know how to make a holiday on St. Patty's Day. We'll call it Evacuation
right.
Day.
Well, that sounds good to me.
Anyway, my alter ego, Henry Knox, will be up on Dorchester Heights.
You made a nice roast corned beef dinner for yourself. I could smell it down the street.
I boiled about 8 pounds of corned beef yesterday. I boiled it for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
To prepare for next Saturday?
No,
to prepare for dinner.
Oh, well.
Then I ate too much.
He made himself a nice.
So now I'm going to my neighbors and saying, "Would you like some corned beef?"
So how long do you cook it?
You cook it about
6 hours.
You cook it about somewhere around 45 minutes to an hour a pound, and you can't be too pure about it. But after all, you're boiling it, which means you can't burn it.
Yeah, okay.
And basically, you want it to be fork tender. When it's fork tender, it's ready.
Oh, okay.
So it's one of those by feel kind of things.
So can you do it in a slow cooker?
You can. Most people these days do that.
Oh,
In
okay.
fact,
Okay.
in
You
a-
know how I am about my slow cooker.
In a crock pot, yeah.
Yeah.
Most people do that. We weren't here last week, you may have noticed, as you sat in front of your television wondering why we seemed more uninventive than usual as they ran the previous week's show. But I remember signing off 2 weeks ago with my favorite adage, we'll be back, the good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Well, apparently the creek rose.
The creek rose and the good Lord wasn't willing.
Or
Not in my neighborhood, it didn't rise.
the snow fell.
The snow fell.
The
Okay.
snow fell.
All right.
And the only decent snow we've had all year. So that's why we weren't there, but we're back today. And one of the local victories is that we have now conclusively defeated the attempt to put a pot shop at St. Mary's.
Oh.
They have withdrawn, their
that.
application
Oh,
now.
Where were they going to put it?
A pot shop in Cambridge. I mean, in the Brookline.
Well, there is going to be one. There's
Cambridge.
actually going to be one right down the street from
Yes.
here, which is opening,
on Route 9.
yeah, very shortly. But they were going to put one in like the biggest space on St. Mary's. You know, that square where the trolley comes up out of the ground.
yeah.
You know, I thought you meant by St. Mary's Church.
Huh?
Church.
We
I thought
thought-
you meant
No,
the
no,
church.
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
holy
church.
smoke.
No, this is
funny.
St. Mary's Street.
Street.
Okay.
Okay.
And it was much too big anyway. But the town, or the members of the town, joined together and opposed it and organized it. It proves that you can still organize
Yeah.
and get these things out of there. I mean, I'm not morally opposed to marijuana. I'm personally opposed to marijuana. For
You're personally opposed.
for the simple reason that I'm allergic to it.
But we had somebody on this show who was very actively engaged in supporting that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And she would still push that if she was available. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That's another story.
the irony is that you know, it's one of my more selfish political positions. I'm allergic to it. I'm allergic to smelling it. I'm allergic to secondhand
Oh,
smoke.
it smells pretty good. I had a sister-in-law, and she made these cookies when we went over the house one time.
Her
And
name was Alice B.
no, and she made, and I never felt so good as when I kept eating them about
Called
five.
home cooking.
And then I found out she'd made them with pot. You know, it was okay. I was all right.
My maternal grandmother was a hardcore, dedicated teetotaler.
Oh,
And we took a trip, she must have been in her 70s or something. We took a trip to San Francisco one time, and we visited some friends, and we were there in the morning, and they made mimosas for all the adults on the thing.
wait a minute.
And
Wait a minute.
afterwards,
That's champagne and orange juice.
Right.
What's a mimosa? Because there's people out there that
orange juice and champagne.
orange juice and champagne.
So,
As if I didn't know.
yes,
okay?
but afterwards, as we were driving on from this visit, my grandmother said, "You know, I never believed it, but it's true. The orange juice out here is so much better."
Well,
And I don't think we ever told her.
I'll tell this fella over where I am about this. Who knows what'll come up there? Instead of orange juice, there might be something else good in it, okay? Now, Senator Sanders says that all the president candidates are all saying everything that he's saying. They're embracing all his ideas, and he's very upset about that.
He's upset.
Yes.
He should be proud.
Well,
And it's essentially true, but he did make the promise that he was going to give every worker in America a living wage.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for him to explain how that's even
I know, that could-
possible.
well, it'll change a little. You know,
You
these
mean
things.
his position will change?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the idea of what a living wage is.
Well, I mean, after all, the current occupant pledged over and over and over again that he was going to balance the budget.
Right.
And he's in fact run the largest deficits in American history. And his latest budget proposal contemplates balancing the budget in 15 years.
Well, he got these scales in the office there, where he does his.
Where he lays his thumb.
Yeah, puts his thumb on it. Then they'll come up with the right side. Now, I see here there's a piece in that paper that comes to us for free. It's delivered.
Are you talking about the tab, sir?
Ah, you said it. You said it.
You don't like to say
I
it?
don't want to say it. Oh, so, what about the Brookline's new superintendent? We have a.
You got a new superintendent?
No, we have that man that they gave the job to. He had been
the former principal.
Yeah, he hadn't been a doctorate. He didn't have his doctorate yet. So what?
Yeah, he was going to Thomas Payzant Principal School at Harvard.
Yeah.
They're all useless so-and-sos,
everybody
never
goes.
taught in a classroom. They don't know what it's like to write a lesson plan or to discipline a class or to organize anything. They're all useless so-and-sos. But he's still your superintendent?
I actually don't know.
Well, Boston has a superintendent, this young woman who.
She's never taught anything, but that's Boston. They're
Yeah.
paying the superintendent more than they pay the mayor. Next,
Really?
yeah.
Yes.
They were paying
I don't want
The mayor's doing a better job.
Well, they were paying- they were
he
paying-
wants to earn more money.
But Menino was getting less money than I think Payzant and
And
that
all
woman.
the police.
So, I mean-
department, they were getting a lot of money.
They don't care about
overtime.
kids.
Oh, you don't care. All right, okay. Well, anyway.
But I mean, do you have a new superintendent in Brookline?
we got a new one last fall, didn't we?
I think that was several years ago.
Oh, you think
Mike.
so? Time passes so fast since
Tempest
moved.
Fugit.
You know,
Tempest, since you moved,
yes.
it wasn't moving fast
No,
before
it wasn't
that?
moving. Now it's moving fast. Okay. And I got this cat in the room, and the cat set the clocks forward for me.
Oh, really?
Yes, very good.
You've got
Well,
you've got an automated cat.
Well, he's not he's just a bright cat.
What's the guy from Florida wants to keep it? He wants to keep daylight savings time.
There's a whole bunch of people in various places who want to keep daylight savings time or things. Then there's a group of people, I think, in Maine who want a new time zone, an hour ahead. And
Okay, but did you know that the last member of Babe Ruth's family passed away?
yes, I did know that.
102
and that was
years
a
old.
really nice segue.
Julia Ruth Stevens. That's
Yes, she was
and
102 years
and
old.
She became a Red Sox fan. That's the thing I was getting.
Well,
Well, he used to be a Red Sox.
He was originally a Red
Red
Sox.
Sox. Well, and
was-
she said she didn't believe in the curse
The
because
Curse
they
of the Bambino?
Yes, and when he left after that, the Red Sox couldn't win the pennant.
Who was it? The ball went between the guy's feet. I can't remember his name. And they were blaming him.
Yes.
Who was it?
The first baseman who got
The one
run
who
got
out,
went through
run
his
out
legs?
of town.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had bow legs or
I
something.
can't remember.
No, okay, so he didn't.
I can't
It'll
remember.
come to you. Okay.
Okay.
You know me
Send
and
me an
names.
email.
You know
All
me
right.
and names. I don't remember.
Well, what about
names.
Mr. Kraft? Did you read about
Every
him?
time I try to think of a non-fielding first baseman, I come up with Dr. Stone Glove.
Okay.
Stone Glove.
Stewart.
Okay. Well, what about this Mr. Kraft thing? He went in a Bentley. They drove him there. A Bentley.
He was driving through Jupiter in a Bentley.
He drove to
Hot dog.
that crazy.
Well, as we said the last time we were on, the entire
was
thing
gone.
is déclassé from beginning to end. The fact of the matter that he has a house in that area which is the armpit of Florida to begin with.
An armpit? Oh, you saw?
Yeah,
Okay.
and
All right.
and Florida is what it looks like of America.
Yeah.
You know, swinging down there on the
Well,
thing.
they have some interesting.
But why he lives there, and the
okay.
fact that this is a guy
the alligators go in, but
who could have had Kim Kardashian delivered to his door in a limo going into this place. But there's a wonderful picture in the newspaper here.
Yeah.
Because the owner of that spa, who caused all that trouble, is shown right there
You can't.
attending Donald Trump's Super Bowl
Hot dog.
watch party.
You
This
are.
Super Bowl, the same time that Kraft got in trouble.
As they say in the hood, things that make you go,
Oh, look at that. Well,
I
think-
wonder. I guess I'm just surprised that Kraft didn't get caught in there, right? I mean, Trump didn't get caught
He's
in there.
gotten caught in other things.
Well,
Like
oh.
with the fake wife.
Yes, the one thing I can't believe that they're going to try to get away with is he
Won't
and
go to-
theoretically his wife made a visit to the tornado victims in Alabama, and it clearly and obviously was not Melania Trump.
oh, that's another
It was
story.
a body double. It didn't even really look that much
Yeah,
like
she
her.
looked- I thought she looked pretty good.
You knew right away there was something fishy because they were holding
The
hands.
hands.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
All right,
maybe
ladies
she-
and gentlemen, it is now time for the Big TV Unrehearsed Thespian Society's presentation for this evening. And this one goes all the way back to the days that we used to do full productions with props and
Oh,
sets
yeah.
and costumes and the whole thing.
So this starts in.
Back when we started. So, Wilbur and Martha are seated in a car. Martha's driving, and Wilbur is sitting in the back seat like a potentate.
And I show up a little later.
And Martha, who hates traffic, is trying to avoid it by taking every side street she can find. Action.
Okay.
Are you sure you're going the right way?
Who's driving?
It's an 8 o'clock reservation.
Okay, now you drive.
Oh, no, I wasn't trying to be critical.
Well, I'm tired and sick of your belly aching.
Look, we didn't even have to go out tonight.
You've been home reading while I've been out shopping.
Yes, and you're very efficient.
My husband used to do all that.
Times change.
Thanks for reminding me. How's your throat?
Better. Are we just going to sit here?
I'm reflecting.
We'll be late.
Surprise me.
You know the arrangement.
But I end up doing the laundry, dishes, and cleaning,
We've been over this.
and dividing all the bills.
Seems fair to me.
But I'm doing all the chores.
And you complain a lot.
Frank was better.
Well, if that's how you feel.
I still have my condo.
The woods are full of deer, my dear.
You still have your driver's license.
I think we're going to be late.
Big deal.
So it ends in the back of a car.
Without wrestling calmly.
You have a way with words.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
What's the mask? I'm sorry. What's the mask for?
Oh, I forget the mask. Wilbur?
This could be dangerous.
Is he trying to assault you, ma'am?
Not lately, sir.
She means well, thanks.
I'm a little short on cash this evening.
Is this a holdup?
You don't look like a criminal.
Well, here's a couple
of dollars.
Yeah, I give you a couple. Yeah, okay. And Fitzhugh, that's the name.
This is where you live?
Where I live. 3 months in arrears.
Well, there's plenty of jobs, sir.
I'm depressed.
How long?
12 years.
You take medication.
Aspirin.
The mask covers up the scar.
A traumatic one.
Very unusual.
Well, I always wasn't a sick thief.
I like you, Fitzhugh.
I guess I'll have to settle for a sandwich tonight.
Oh, sorry, after the ATM visit, we'll work out something.
He's afraid to drive, Fritz.
Psychosis, definitely. And,
Wilbur likes to sit in the back.
I'm the observer.
okay. What's a nice woman like you doing with him?
I like the sound of that.
I bet he's very arrogant with
Why am I even listening to this nonsense?
you. Because I've got this.
What?
There's,
Here it is, and I'm showing you that right now.
there's an ATM around the corner.
Oh, okay, around the corner. And
It's the middle of the page, Michael.
the middle of the page.
Get out
Yes.
your card.
Get out your credit card, kid.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I don't use them.
He pays by check.
I lousy luck.
Oh, but she's got credit cards.
You'd rat out your wife?
Fortunately, Fritz, we're just friends.
Actually, we're living together.
But that's obscene.
Some people might say that.
He's a widower, and I'm a widow.
That's awful.
Look, she's got money.
So it's finally out in the open.
Can you help me out?
Look, this guy's clearly a winner.
I guess so.
And a scratch ticket, too?
They sell them at the mall where I met her.
I'll pack my stuff after this.
Can I carry it out for you?
Best offer I've had tonight.
Letting yourself in for a lot of trouble.
What about you, Fritz?
Divorce, 2 kids, and lots of rejection slips.
Even unsuccessful writers can find work.
That's what his former wife kept telling him.
He's right.
It's only a loan, Fritz.
I thought this was a hijacking.
Well, sort of.
Don't we have to get out?
Why?
You're supposed to steal the car.
And make you walk?
He wants to drop us off at the restaurant.
Actually, I don't drive.
Have you ever done this before?
Well, I read about it in the newspapers.
What kind of writing do you do?
I write names.
Perfect. And graffiti?
Well, it's a nice name. I like some graffiti. Yeah.
Cut that out.
It's ludicrous.
Well, it's great. You're on a roll, kid.
How about a sample?
Well, Wanda's my wife's name, and I called her Wandering Glee.
I can see why she left you with the kids.
You must have the feel to yourself.
Yeah, it's been slow lately.
Yeah. What's in a name?
Well, I'm hungry. Get in, Fritz.
I can't believe it.
We could get a table for 3 quicker.
Don't worry, Wilbur. I'll pay for him.
And we can go to the ATM afterwards.
Nah,
You can stay with us tonight.
you're very kind.
You're very kind, and I like that. You're right.
So where's your inspiration come from, Fred?
Hard to say. It can happen anytime.
You send names into the editor?
You think I'm loony?
Affirmative.
Beautiful. You'd be good at it, Wilbur. You would.
Yes, but how many bridges and stadiums are there to name?
Songwriter. Oh, sorry, that's you.
Songwriters, too.
But you're not homeless.
You can write names sitting in a dumpster.
Trash showering down on you while you're concentrating.
My novels were found wanting.
I bet they like the catchy titles.
Do any teaching?
Well, I tried high school and junior college.
What, creative writing?
Did you like it?
Well, it's not good for my work, actually.
How about your wife and kids?
Give it a rest, counselor.
He could be an axe murderer, you know.
Actually, this conversation might lead to a poem.
Why not, Fitz?
You're kind.
And loaded, too.
So bitter tonight?
Distraught.
Not me.
Well, a name.
For a poem, I assume.
Correct.
That's different for you.
A special occasion, right?
Okay, what is the sound of pain? It's not like the sound of rain. Why do we have expectations? Because of ruminations. My search leads nowhere, and even that is satisfying.
I like it.
Well, it is unusual.
Best I've felt in a long time.
I'm glad we met you.
What about the novels,
They
Fritz?
didn't have enough structure.
A good editor could help you remedy that.
The agent said it wasn't relevant and timely.
You can't beat sex and violence.
Get serious, Wilbur.
Social experiments in prehistory was the subject.
And you did research?
Well, there wasn't much.
But you tried.
Well, not really.
You see?
I hated the whole idea.
But you wrote those scripts.
Leave it alone, Martha.
I can do anything.
Perhaps that's true.
Yeah, he can if he says so.
Finally, you understand. And if you want to understand, I'll show you this thing.
Drive now to the ATM, Martha.
I need the money.
If you say so.
You can get it there, Fritz.
I will.
What's going on?
Just clearing the air.
I'm glad I met you both.
So are we, Fritz.
We're here, Fritz.
Get out of the car, Martha. And
I'll get him the money, and I'll be right back.
blackout.
Blackout.
Now, there's a great old something that I'm going to hide in the closet the next time.
Actually, we forgot to give the title of this opus.
Yeah, there was a
Magnetic 3,
magnetic 3.
subtitled The Hijacking
Yes, and now
and things.
we have enough time to talk about what's happening in the rest of the world.
Well, I would like to say that the Customs and Border Patrol
They're still
is
taking
acquiring dossiers on all the journalists and lawyers and advocates who are trying to report on and defend the people that they are abusing, and they have put holds on their passports. They are detaining them. They're searching them.
Wow.
At the border, and they've got orders to screen and detain everybody on their list of people.
But they're still taking the kids away from them.
I'm talking about what they're doing to American reporters
I know.
and lawyers, and including the partners
While
of
you're
the Southern
talking about
Poverty
that,
Law Center.
They're taking the kids away from
And it's
people.
all totally illegal.
You're right.
Totally illegal. And the current occupant has proposed a budget which greatly increases the defense, border wall, and homeland security budgets and cuts every single domestic program that there is. He is throwing money away, wasting it with both hands,
Because it's not his money.
and taking every program that does Americans and America good and does it. No, this is his history. This is what happened when he was given casinos.
Well,
Nobody on earth can go bankrupt owning a casino, which is a license to print money,
he lost
except
3 of
Donald
them.
J. Trump.
he lost 3. Well, anyways, what about this Manafort, the guy that they sentenced? They gave him 4 years.
47
It's,
months.
Ridiculously light.
Yeah.
But isn't it though? He has other charges and things.
He's
so
coming
gonna-
up.
He's going up to a different judge who may not be a Republican sycophant.
Yeah, you got that
And,
right.
and the other judge can give him a nice additional 10 years, which will help.
And the governor and the mayor of New York City are asking the guy who runs Amazon, Bezos,
Jeff Bezos, yeah.
to reconsider and come back to New York. They want him to come back to the Queens and,
Not going to happen.
well,
Did he pick a new site?
that was pretty cool.
No, he said he's
They're
not
offering
going to
it-
pick a
They're
new
going
side.
to make it even better, I think, the offer. That's what it said in the New York Times.
Then I would assume that that's the end of those two gentlemen's political careers,
Well,
because the people don't want it,
well,
and they're out. And Andrea Ocasio-Cortez will find somebody to run against them. Speaking of mayors of New York, Michael Bloomberg has decided not to run for president.
I like him. It's too bad.
Well, he says that he could beat Trump, but he doesn't think he can get the nomination in a crowded field.
Well, and he's moderate, anyways. You know, he's not going to
He's a Dino.
give. Yeah. Okay.
He's a Dino.
All
You know
right.
what a Dino is?
No.
A Democrat in name only.
Oh,
Okay.
You know.
And then the president thought he was going to be able to talk Kim into some kind of a deal. He went out there while we were gone.
And came home with his long forked tail between his legs.
The paper said he walked out of that conference.
is he bucking for? It seems like he's bucking for the Nobel Peace Prize.
No.
Yeah,
No.
that's very
frankly,
funny. That is.
Frankly, I think he's pulling a Klinger. He's bucking for a Section 8.
Well, now
He wants to stay out of jail by claiming insanity.
One last thing, they got a bank, Wells Fargo, that really did a number
Messed
on a lot
up.
of their
Yes,
customers.
Yeah.
Yes.
You read about that. So this newsman said to them, what do you think of their attitude now? Have they really changed all that much? And the workers have all said,
Cut to the chase.
no.
Okay.
That's
haven't
the
changed.
answer.
Next week.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. With luck, which we probably should have, we'll be back here next Monday night. Thank you all for tuning in to the fun show here at Big TV.